Hey, what's up, Dynamites, and welcome to the very first episode, or shall we say the beginning rather, of my journey to manga. This is my own manga that I'm the creator of. It's called Tiger Wolf. The process has already started. Just to give you some background, I already got some of the characters, a lot of the story written down, at least for the first chapter. So now it's time to put it down onto paper and turn this thing into something real. So I'm still learning quite a bit. I'm learning about lettering, about paneling, and all those wonderful things about manga. To give you some background to myself, I've started drawing since I was about 6, left it a bit after high school during my studies, and then got back into it again during my mid-20s. So it's a bit of a stop-start journey for myself, but I'm looking forward to improving, getting better, taking tips from you guys. I really would love to have some feedback from the community, just to get things going and to make my art better, because at the end of the day, this is what this is about. It's my journey to becoming a better artist, to becoming a better mangaka, as it's called. In America it's called comics. I'm from South Africa, so it's called comics down here, but I really love that visual style. I won't say I'm a otaku or anything like that. I just love the medium. Some of my favorites are obviously Dragon Ball Z. Everybody loves that. I'm just catching up on Super now, as I only caught up with the English dubs, but I'm gonna jet on through the subs as well. So I know you guys are on 101. I'm still only on 27. Really am enjoying the series, however, so like I say, I will catch up. I'll be caught up on My Hero Academia. It's also now become one of my favorites. Naruto is something I enjoyed watching quite a bit. Still need to catch up a lot on that, so a lot of catching up to do, but also a lot of manga to create, and this is why we have this channel. So thank you for supporting me, thank you for watching, because that's really all it is about. It's just for you guys to take this journey with me, for me to chronicle it, and hopefully at some point we look back at the start of this and say, well, that was something special. So thank you guys, and I hope you enjoy the content, and I hope you enjoy taking this journey with me. So the first thing I need to do is, I wasn't happy with my pencil settings. If you guys have a setting that you prefer with your pencils that will make things better, please hit me up, and I'd really appreciate that. Sorry about that ironing board in the background. This is my room/studio, so you're gonna find a lot of things clamped up into one spot. But yeah, let's get started on this. I wanted to change. It's a pretty hard pen, or pencil. If you guys see anything here that I should change, as I say, let me know. We got the pressure up to 40, so maybe that should be 50. I did like the pen better when that was the case. I should perhaps change some stuff here. Let's make that initial settings, and then adjust. We'll keep it like that, and then yeah, let's get started. So the very first thing I had was my sketch. I don't know if I want to show you guys because that'll give the story away, so we'll work on it, yeah? Let's get cracking. Just had to adjust my screen a little bit. It was a little too straight for what I wanted to do, so here we go. Already the pencil's a lot better. Feels a little bit more dynamic than what I had before. I forgot to put on my glove. It just doesn't feel the same without it. Take yourself. So yeah, I pretty much also start with guidelines. Sorry for my nose, it's a little stuffy. I'll start with some guidelines. You gotta use your circles and all of that. mean, what I learned is always start off with a sketch layer first, you know. I mean, what I like about the tablet itself is that the tablet such as this is that it can speed up your workflow quite a bit. I mean, if you used to working on paper, much like I am, I mean, I work on paper a lot. I use a lot of paper. And at some point, I mean, I'll show you some of the sketches, and you'll get to see some of the stuff I've worked on. And just want to get the shape right of the head, because I mean that's really important. This is a very important step, at least, you know, for me. It's pretty much where we want to be. You draw his eye. At least where I feel the eye will be located. I know there's a rule of thumb. I pretty much know where that is. The eye doesn't end up being a complete disaster. I've not had this tablet for a while. I've had it for a few days actually. I had a Pablo Coast 10.1 before this. Enjoyed that tablet, but a little bit too small. Screen's not too bright, so in terms of looking at the screen, it just didn't work. The tablet I have now is a Huon Canvas GT191 HD, and it's really awesome. I unfortunately cannot afford any of the Wacom Cintiqs at the moment, so this was the best alternative, and I gotta say I'm really enjoying it. So it's making the workflow a lot quicker. It's easy to use, and I mean, I quite like the feeling of the strokes on the machine. So you know, no real complaints there. It's a gem of a tablet, really it is. So as we're doing this, like I said, I'm still in the process of there's a skeleton, really, a beginning phase of this whole thing. You can see that I'm adjusting where the head might be, because that's not enough. I mean, this little area there is not going to really cut it. It's going to make the figure look awkward. So the best thing is to adjust it. I'm using our 5 pencil. Maybe a little thicker would be a little better. But the idea is that a little bit surprised by something that's come at him. So to intensify that, the eye is a little bit wide. The pad has about 8,000 odd levels of pressure sensitivity. Well, probably because I'm a beginner, I really cannot feel that or see that. So yeah, I mean, make of that as you will. Really, it's obviously there. I'm sure it's there, but I mean, for me, I don't feel that so much. I think it's more about the feel. I think, you know, that's what's more important, really, I think, than anything else, is how it feels. And I gotta say, it feels quite nice. I mean, as I say, I do enjoy it quite a bit. I'm thinking I must change the workflow a little bit by having the, you know, these lines just just moving the layer above these lines a little bit as well, so that I can see better what's going on. It was really a little bit of difficulty with that. I'm gonna start that over because, I mean, I'm gonna use the thing I said I was gonna do. Put it outside the frame. Yeah, I like to do that, and then the idea is not to have the full face in there, or the circle in there. It's always a good idea to get your markings in place. It really is. I mean, I learned that as a teenager. A lot of the tutorials that I read, it was massive. It really helped me out quite a bit to draw just about any character out. Back then it was actually a lot of Dragon Ball Z. It really was. And that's cool because, I mean, immediately, you know, it's taking shape quite nicely. Add up a little bit. I mean, I go through the same process even when I'm using paper. It's exactly the same. No different there. I mean, same grid, same guideline, everything. I want to use the same techniques I learned on paper. I want to use it digitally as well. This is only to speed up workflow, of course. And as I said, I mean, wow, I think I've lost a little bit of fidelity in doing it digitally like this. I don't think it's as much as perhaps it would have been, or like it was when I had the Pablo. It just wasn't working like I wanted it to. I also had a Wacom, what did they call it? It was the Into Us back then. It was the Manga one, and I really struggled by doing this, you know. This wasn't working out. So I invested in the Pablo to make things easier, and it helped, you know, quite a bit. But now, as you can see on the screen, the Wacom I could not do this. The Hue, on the other hand, absolutely amazing, because now I can get this character's face working as I want to. So I'm gonna start putting down some of the other details, such as his eyes, you know, some of the things I want in the picture. So let's get started on that eye. Another thing I also learned, Curly was pretty good at that. Yeah, I watched a bit of Mark Curly. But it draws Chazza. What's his name? Keenan Lafferty is also very good. I mean, I learned some stuff from him. I recently got into his channel, which you see that? Yeah, that's not right. And that's really what the sketching process is. It's adjusting to get things how you want them to be, you know. Don't rush this phase. It's, for me personally, this is the most important part of the drawing. It really is. And I make this mistake sometimes as well, where I rush this phase as well. And there we go. Pretty much happy with that ear. There was one thing I didn't really know or realize before Keenan Lafferty actually pointed this out. Now that eye needs to move a little bit more. But he said that you gotta remember that the eye is in the socket, in the eye socket. And the portion that you see there only a portion of the eye. So I mean, you know, That's one thing I've adjusted ever since, is to try and make the eye as I wouldn't say realistic, but as beautiful as possible. I'm not gonna draw the whole thing because I'm not gonna use the whole thing. I just want to get enough, just enough to get what I'm looking for. So that too is also something to watch out for. I make that mistake quite a lot. I will absolutely draw this whole face when really I don't need to. that's that's something I'm very much guilty of doing quite often, actually. I'm actually listening to some draw jazz right now as I'm drawing this. Jazz is very good, very good. See that? I mean, that you can see, it just changes everything. And this is one of the things I love about digital art. Had I drawn this on paper, I would have to now erase this whole thing, even though I want to adjust the angles. Because you see that right now, I can adjust the angle. Now I'm happy with this, or where I want it to be. So I can actually just take a look what it could look like. Maybe now I want it to be a little bit bigger. Which is actually how it was in my original drawing. Which is awesome. That's exactly how I wanted it to be. So that's great. I'll move this back up outside so that I can continue the drawing and add some of the other sketchy details, and then we'll ink. But I mean, as I say, for now, as I said, the sketch, highly important, people, highly important. You don't want to, you don't want to skimp out of this. You don't want to rush it, just like you don't want to rush the inking phase. But this, well, for me anyway, the sketch is way more important than even the inking. Because this, oh, careful. This is where I'm gonna follow my lines. This is where, for me anyway, the magic happens, the real magic. We're doing his hair. Usually what I do as well is I'll also use some guidelines, at least for his hairline and those sort of things. You see, refining his forehead a little bit. I'll even go that far so that he's got a lot of the shape of the hair. And as you can see, it's going quite nicely. I quite like it. I won't worry about the mouth. I mean, I can show you what that would look like, if we ever wanted it. It would look something like that. I mean, that's really what his face looks like. Have we seen the full picture? I think I watch a lot of movies, and what I take from that is, if you're the director, if you're the cameraman, you actually see the whole shot. Whether they cut and edit that out, that's what they visualize. So as an artist, you want to do the same thing too. You could draw without drawing this whole thing. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are very talented at that. For me, it works a lot better if I can see the picture. Even though, I mean, when I did the planning and the thumbnails, I didn't put this part in because that's just the thumbnail. But when drawing it and I want the correct quality, I gotta pretend like I took a snapshot of his whole face. But I'm not gonna use the whole face. That's the point. And for me, that works a lot better. I'll get a lot of the good details that I want in this way. That's why I'm going this route. So I'm gonna complete the rest of this picture quickly, and then we'll come back to the inking phase. And really, that's when the fun stuff begins, and that's when everything comes together. So let me complete this hair. That's pretty much the last bit to do before we ink. And let's get cracking. as you can see, that's pretty much the sketch. I mean, if I wanted to, there could be other little details, you know. Let's put this back into the pencil layer, and as you can see, it's actually changed things quite a bit. So what I'm gonna do is retransform it. And this is what I'm talking about. You always making adjustments to your sketch. The best thing to sometimes do is, I may not even ink it right now. I'm probably not gonna ink it right now, because I'm gonna leave the sketch as is, so that perhaps if I come back, I maybe want to make a change. So last thing I want to do is just see what it would look like if I put it back where it belongs, and that would be my pencil sketch. And truth be told, that is more or less where I had it. Maybe just a little bit more of an adjustment. See, what I'm adjusting is, perhaps I need to adjust to this point, and it does look better, I gotta say, and that's the reason why. That is the reason why I draw the whole picture first. So that probably is and yeah, I mean, it kind of fits the one before. I'll leave it like that for now. Probably have some adjustments, but I'll save it at that point. So that has been sketching one layer. Take some time, but you know, that's how it goes. I'm waiting. We'll be back when we ink this very same picture in my journey to manga. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll be making this manga together. I'm very excited to take this journey with you guys, with you dynamites, and I'll be posting more content like this as I'm working. So as I said, it'll be more of a vlog. It'll be my journey to doing this project. It's my own personal project, so you know, there's no corporation paying for this or anything like that. It is the project that is closest to my heart, and I want to share that with you guys. And when it goes up on Webtoons, because that's where I plan to put it, you guys, I'll post the link. You'll be the first to know. I'm your boy Wei10. This is the Dynasty. If you've loved the content that I put out today, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Please leave me a comment. Leave me suggestions. Anything, guys. I will read it all. I'll try and respond as best as I can. I'm here to learn. I want to learn from you guys. You guys want to learn as well. We all want to, you know, do this thing. And so let's do it together. So till next time, this is me signing out. Sharp.